The vast arena of the Triworld Coliseum rumbled as thousands of alien voices rose in fierce anticipation. High above, banners of every known warrior clan swayed under the glow of 3 suns. The event was known across the spiral arms as the Clash. Ceremony, a sacred tradition where warriors from many civilizations gathered to measure their strength. This year, however, something strange had happened. A new faction had been invited. A faction that most in the arena saw as soft, untested, and too gentle for combat. They were called Humans. At the center of the stone battleground stood the champion of the Valorian Dominion. Her name was Kayla. She was known across her people as the Storm Maiden. Her tall frame was marked with the glowing blue lines of her clan. Her armor shimmered like molten metal cooled to a mirror polish. She carried no weapon because she needed none. Her fists alone had crushed beasts that roamed magma oceans. Her legs had kicked aside boulders the size of transport ships. Her voice could silence an entire hall with a single command. Kayla did not simply stand in the arena. She owned it. All around her the crowd chanted her name. They wanted combat. They wanted spectacle. They wanted a victory she would undoubtedly deliver. But Kayla herself was not excited. She frowned as she waited for her opponent. She had been promised a foe from the new species. A human. She expected this creature to be weak, soft, perhaps even fearful. The thought irritated her. She had trained for 6 months. She had crushed metal pillars to sharpen her strikes. She had endured harsh storms to strengthen her body. She had fought wild beasts under the blood moon. All of that preparation felt wasted if her opponent was a fragile being who might faint at the sight of the arena. The gate on the far side groaned open. The crowd fell silent. Kayla lifted her chin. She waited to see what kind of being the humans had brought. A single figure stepped into the light. He was not tall by Valorian standards. He wore no armor. Only a simple reinforced suit marked with the emblem of the human coalition. His name was Daniel. He walked with a calm and steady stride. He carried no weapons, no shield, no enhanced exosuit. His expression was neutral. His eyes held no fear. Kayla blinked. She had expected trembling. Or hesitation. At least a hint of worry. Instead, the human walked like someone visiting a quiet garden rather than entering a combat arena filled with thousands of roaring aliens. Daniel stopped a few paces away from her. He offered a polite nod. Kayla stared at him. The silence stretched out. Finally, she spoke. "You are the warrior they sent." Daniel nodded again. "Yes, I am Daniel. I was selected as the representative." Kayla frowned. "You look ordinary, perhaps even fragile. Is this a trick?" Daniel shook his head. "No trick. Humans do not always appear impressive at first glance. Still, I am here to participate." Kayla studied him. His stance was relaxed. He showed no anxiety about facing her. Either he was a fool or he possessed something unseen. She wanted to understand which. The announcer rose into the air on a hover platform. His booming voice echoed across the Coliseum. "Champion of Valoria. Storm Maiden Kyla, representing the human coalition. Daniel, the match begins when the gong strikes." The gong resonated through the arena. Kayla moved first. With a speed that cracked the ground under her feet, she lunged at Daniel. Her fist sliced through the air with enough force to shatter bone and stone alike. The crowd roared. Dust lifted in a wave behind her. Her fist stopped a breath from Daniel's face. Then she blinked. Daniel was not there. Kayla spun. Her eyes darted across the arena. Daniel stood several steps behind her. He had moved without sound. Without motion she could track. He stood with the same calm expression as before. Kayla narrowed her eyes. "You avoided my strike." "Yes. You saw it coming." "I saw enough." The crowd gasped. The commentators scrambled to speak. Valorians prided themselves on speed. Very few species could read their attacks. None had ever dodged Kayla so casually. Kayla's muscles tightened. She attacked again, faster, stronger. Her legs carried her like a thunderbolt. Her arms blurred. Her strikes came in a storm. Each blow could have toppled a tower. Daniel stepped aside, leaned, tilted, moved in small and controlled motions. He avoided every hit without counterattacking. Kayla's frustration grew. She halted and stepped back. "Are you mocking me?" Daniel shook his head. "No, I am learning. Humans study patterns. I am watching your movements. You think this is a lesson session?" Daniel shrugged slightly. "It is more efficient this way." Kayla felt heat rise in her chest. No one had ever spoken to her like that. No one had ever treated combat with her as if it were a simple study practice. She tightened her fists. "You could strike me," she said. Daniel's calm face remained unchanged. "That is true. So why do you not attack?" Daniel took a breath. "Because it is not necessary yet." Kayla almost snarled. Valorian warriors demanded respect through force. Daniel showed respect in a strange way. He did not mock her. He did not insult her. He simply fought with a quiet certainty. He saw no need for aggression. That baffled her. It even unsettled her. Kayla charged again. Her body glowed with the blue energy of her clan. Her feet carved trenches in the earth. She leapt high into the air and crashed down with explosive force. Dust erupted in a thick cloud. The ground split. Shock waves rippled outward. The dust settled. Daniel stood unharmed. He had taken 2 steps to the side. Kayla stared at him. "How can you be so fast?" "Your body does not appear enhanced." Daniel considered his answer. "Humans adapt. We learn quickly. We see through patterns. But speed is not our strongest trait. Our strength is something else." Kayla tilted her head. "And what is that? Strategy? Patience? Ingenuity? The ability to read an opponent and respond in ways they do not expect." Kayla opened her mouth, but Daniel raised a hand. "There is also another strength, something deeper." "What strength is that?" "Willpower. Humans grow stronger when the challenge becomes greater. We never stop pushing." Kayla had heard tales of human stubbornness. Stories of humans who refused to fall, even when surrounded. Stories of humans who created solutions out of nothing but fragile tools and determination. But hearing Daniel describe it with such quiet confidence made her heart beat faster with curiosity. Kayla lowered her stance. "Show me then." Daniel nodded once. "For you, I will." He rushed forward. His movements were fluid. Not as strong as hers. Not as fast. Yet his precision was perfect. He struck her arm at the joint, her knee at the ligament point, her side at a nerve cluster. Each hit was light but accurate. Kayla stumbled back. Her muscles twitched at the impact locations. Her eyes widened. "You studied me. During your first attacks." "Yes." She steadied herself. She felt no pain. Valorians had resilience. But she felt something else. Surprise. Respect. Daniel was not overpowering her. He was outthinking her. Kayla exhaled slowly. "You are holding back. So are you." The crowd watched with growing wonder. Aliens from distant worlds leaned forward. Warriors who expected an easy victory now realized they might see a rare phenomenon. A human matching a Valorian champion. Kayla felt a spark of excitement. For the first time in years, she faced an opponent who challenged her in a new way. Her voice carried across the arena. "Then let us stop holding back." Daniel gave a small nod. Agreed. Kayla unleashed a flurry of blows. Daniel countered with timing so sharp, it looked like he anticipated each strike before it began. She swept her leg. He stepped on her foot mid-sweep. She threw a heavy punch. He redirected her arm and shifted her balance. She drove forward with her shoulder. He rotated and used her momentum to push her back. Kayla landed a palm strike that sent shock through the ground. Daniel blocked with both hands. The impact slid him back several paces. He smiled softly. "You are strong. Stronger than anything I have faced." Kayla felt heat rise in her chest again. But this time, it was not frustration. "You too. No one has read my movements like you can." Daniel shook his arms to relax his muscles. "Humans have a saying, a calm mind sees better." Kayla lifted her fists. "Valorians have a saying, a strong heart never bows." Daniel matched her stance, then let our sayings meet. They clashed again. The arena roared with excitement. The combat was no longer a test. It had evolved into a dance. Kayla's blows carved arcs of glowing force. Daniel weaved between them with refined precision. Neither dominated the other. Both pushed themselves to adapt. Finally, Kayla leapt back and raised her hand. "Stop." Daniel froze. The crowd held its breath. Kala's voice rose clear and strong. "This combat has no winner. We stand equal. Your skill has shown me what humans truly are." Daniel bowed politely. "I learned much from you." Kayla stepped closer. Her expression softened. "You have earned my respect. The Elorians value strength of many kinds. You have shown strength of mind and spirit. I wish to know more about your people." Daniel nodded. "And we wish to learn from yours." The announcer hesitated, unsure how to interpret the sudden end, but the crowd exploded in applause. They had witnessed something new. Not a victory, not a defeat, but a moment of unity that shook the traditions of the Colosseum. Kayla extended her hand. "Daniel, walk with me. I wish to understand the path of your people." He took her hand without hesitation. "I would be honored." They walked across the arena floor together, not as enemies, not as contenders, but as warriors who discovered each other's spirit. The Valorian spectators stared with awe. The humans in the stands cheered with pride. The entire Colosseum buzzed, with talk of the unexpected bond formed between species that,